The more that you read, the more you learn, the more you gain. Jai Hind and a very good morning to respected Principal Sir, Head of the Departments, faculty members, and dear students. Warm greetings from Swami Vivekanand Subharti University, Meerut. The university has been established under the aegis of MTV Buddhist Religious and Charitable Trust, Meerut. The vision of the university is Shiksha, Seva, Sanskar, and Rashtriyata. Under Rashtriyata, we greet each other by saying Jai Hind. The university has been established, uh, has a commendable record in the field of healthcare, education, and social welfare. We extend our deepest gratitude to the founding members of our university, Dr. Atul Krishna Sir, late Dr. Mukti Bhatnagar ma'am, and our young and dynamic CEO, Dr. Shaila Raj ma'am. Swami Vivekanand Subharti University has 19 colleges under one roof. Subharti Dental College and Hospital is the pioneer of all. With this, Subharti Dental College and Hospital has began a series of alumni lectures 2025. I, Dr. Saundarya Singh, Associate Professor, Department of Periodontology and Implantology, would like to welcome the head of our department, Dr. Meerut sir, to kindly welcome you all for today.
Jai Hind, everybody. We welcome you all on behalf of Periodontology Subharti to this Subharti Alumni Lecture Series, SALS. This is a unique initiative by our dynamic principal, Dr. Nikhil Shivastav, sir. So, as already mentioned by Dr. Saundarya, our college is one of the 19 colleges of Swami Vivekanand Subharti University, and out of the 19 colleges, our college was the first to get established in the year 1996. And our guest speaker today, Dr. Rameshwari, happens to be of the first batch of BDS here, that is 1996. Not only is she of the first batch of BDS, that is 1996, she is also of the first batch of MDS of Subharti Dental College and Hospital, that is 2004 batch. I joined this college in April 2005 as an MDS faculty, and that time Rameshwari was about to complete her first year of MDS that time. So I had the proud privilege of being her MDS teacher for more than 2 years of her MDS curriculum. And right from the time as an MDS student, she has been a very enterprising and very hardworking student. Her list of achievements is quite long. To tell more about her achievements, I now request her BDS batchmate, our own Professor Dr. Nitin Tomar, to tell a little bit more about our distinguished alumni speaker. Thank you.
Jai Hind everyone. It's my honor and pleasure to introduce my BDS batchmate from Subharti, Dr. Rameshwari Singhal. Currently, she is serving as a professor KGMU Lucknow, where she continues to inspire through her innovation and work. She has more than 60 publications and more than 500 citations to her credit. She has been Executive Committee member ISP since 2019 and also a part of Institutional Ethics Committee. She has got extramural projects with a grant of 1 crore to her name. She has got 2 books and more than 10 chapters published. So with great pride and anticipation, I welcome you, Rameshwari, to your alma mater. Over to you.
So, ma'am, let's start the lecture.
To dear friends, colleagues, and seniors. Today I would be deliberating about mining opportunities for research grant. It's an important topic as we all want to do research and get some funds for doing that research. I hope this presentation is useful for you. Myself, Dr. Rameshwari Singhal. I am currently Professor, Faculty of Dental Sciences, King George Medical University, Lucknow. But this is where I began my academic career. And this is the old building of Lokpriya. Initially, we didn't have the new building, and we started our BDS studies from this building, and we have some very fond memories of this building. So this is the Janam Bhumi from which my academic career started. This is the first batch of BDS. We were the 1996 batch, the pioneering batch, and we were also the batch who was fortunate enough to lay the foundation stone for this new building and be a part of the journey of Subharti, which is growing by leaps and bounds now. We were the first batch after a legal and DCI fight. We were registered and we got into our degree of BDS in 2003, and then I started I'd have a brief stint in clinical practice for about a year. Then I came back and did my MDS. I am the first batch of MDS Periodontology as well. This is Amrinder, Shobna, Ruby and myself, the first batch of BDS, and our cubicle. And then I was able to get a faculty position in one of the pioneering institute in the country, which is King George Medical University. It's among the top 5 universities of India and dental colleges of India, and among the top college in UP. So this is the Karam Bhumi. This is the department where I work in, where we are well equipped with all the latest infrastructure in periodontology, be it Florida probe, piezo surgery, my surgical microscope, you name it, we have it. And I would be happy if anyone wants to come and see the department. I would be happy to show you around. My first book on a textbook on periodontology, Fundamentals of Periodontology, got released in 2017. These are a few pictures of my book release on the 113th Foundation Day. I am also executive faculty of School of International Biodesign, Synergizing Healthcare Innovation and Entrepreneurship, collaborative project of KGMU and IIT Kanpur and sponsored by DBT, executive committee member of Indian Society of Periodontology, and I have been part of 3 CPMT, 3 UP PGME, and a core member for developing question bank for National Board of Examinations in Periodontology. If we talk about my academic profile, I have more than 60 publications with more than 500 citations, extramural projects running to an amount of around 1 CR, and I have been resource faculty in Masters in Health Professional Education and a certificate course in Health Professional Education, and a FAMER Fellow, which is a prestigious fellowship in medical education and research. I have written 2 books, more than 10 chapters, and I have been associate editor for Journal of Oral Biology and Craniofacial Research as well as for KGMU Dental Textbook. If I talk about my administrative profile, I am Vice Dean Quality and Planning and have been the coordinator for NAC, in which we got A+, and a member of IQAC. I looked after criteria 3 and 4. I have been member Institutional Ethics Committee, ITSL Library Advisory Committee of KGMU. I'm still the co-nodal officer of Women Empowerment Cell, and I had also had the opportunity to be in charge of the mortality updation for COVID-19 from KGMU to Uttar Pradesh government, assistant dean student welfare and assistant proctor. So this is a brief about my administrative profile, but I have been fortunate to have gained laurels in academic as well as administrative levels nationally, internationally, and I'm trying to do my bit, and I hope I am able to carry out my responsibilities and keep the Subhartian flag flying high. So this is one of the highlights of my career. I was able to serve humanity during the national crisis time, and I had been a part of the active duty team, looked after one complete ward for a month during COVID-19, the second wave. So this is all where it began, and I owe a lot to Subharti due to paucity of time, I would not be able to read this. This is some lines that I had written down for Subharti. I'm thankful to Dr. Atul Krishnan, Dr. Mukti Bhatnagar, and I hope and Dr. Nikhil Srivastava for always being a strong pillar of support and for making me what I am today. And I'm thankful to Dr. Mayur Kaushik for inviting me for this lecture, and I wish Periodontology Subharti a great future. With these lines, I would like to start my topic on mining opportunities for research grant. As we all know, that chance only favors the prepared mind. So we have to be prepared for writing a grant proposal. We have to understand that a grant proposal is not an academic, scientific or technical writing. It's first and foremost a marketing document. You are asking for investment and your proposal will build your case for a funding related to your grant. So what actually is a proposal? It's a persuasive document wherein you are persuading another person to give you funds for doing your work. So it is simply a persuasive document that attempts to persuade someone to adopt the proposed solution to a need, want, or problem identified in the document. It is an operational plan. It should be like an answer book, legal and binding agreement. It is the first example of the quality of your work, and it will decide what future your research. There are different types of project proposals, formal versus informal. Like formal is when there is a call and you send a written proposal. Informal, if you go to your principal's office and ask for certain funding or certain equipment for completing your work, that is an informal kind of thing. When one-to-one. Internal is when your university is providing funding. External, when some external source is providing funding. Solicited is when there is a call and you are answering that call. Unsolicited, when you are sending your proposal without being a call. Grant is when you are asking for funding for your proposal, and sales is when you want to sell your product. So these are different kinds of project proposals. So if we go in detail about solicited versus unsolicited, solicited is funding opportunities, announcements, requests for applications, requests for proposals, etc. Unsolicited, as I said, that there is no call and then you think that your proposal is worthy, you send it to different agencies for consideration. And there are certain agencies which also ask for letter proposals wherein it is not a complete full-fledged proposal, it's just a synopsis of the proposal, and you have to be very careful because in a short you have to provide the agency the reason to buy it. These can be letter of intent, concept notes, pre-proposals, expression of interest, etc. Now, I've already told you about grant versus sales. Sales proposal seeks to convince someone to buy your product, and grant is wherein you are asking for money for a scientific, educational or a social purpose, wherein you are asking people to invest into your research work. And what is the difference between proposal versus grant? It's very simple. Proposal is something that you draft and it may or may not have a grant involved, and grant is when there is a specific request for funding for that proposal. So it will be a grant then. The type of proposal used will depend on the reason for the proposal. For all academic purposes, what we are seeking are solicited formal external grant proposal, and we would be dealing about this only in the coming section. So now the question that comes to the mind is, why should we write a grant proposal? So first and foremost, to obtain financial support for graduate or postgraduate thesis. You can also ask for a travel grant if you want to travel to a certain place for seeking collaboration or to learn something, to conduct preliminary research for a larger project, to obtain a visiting position at another institution. This is important to support undergraduate student research as a faculty member. There are various STS programs by ICMR wherein you can inculcate a research environment to your students. And the foremost requirement for writing a grant proposal is to retain employment at a university like ours. If we don't have a proposal, if we don't have funding, if we don't have extramural funding, we will not get promotion. So it is also one of the biggest requirement where I started writing my proposals and grants. So what proposals sell? We are selling our proposals, and what are the salient features that make it saleable. It should be low risk and high probability of success. Like we always say that it should be low lying and high yielding fruit, so which we are able to easily pluck. Your proposal scheme message should be a good investment to the funding agency. It should align to their thrust areas. Every agency has their own thrust areas. You should see those thrust areas before you write the proposal, and it should align to those thrust areas. It should provide an innovative solution to the problem. It should be innovative. We have certain areas wherein we want to do proposal, but what is new into it? What is the novelty? What is the new thing that we are trying to do into it? What innovation are we trying to build into it? And why should the agency buy it and fund it? It should have significance and impact of the problem and your solution, and most important, that you are the experts in that field. You are the right person for that job, and you have the expertise, and you should create that track record. And how will you create that track record? Is by doing preliminary research, any published data. You are working in that area in a consistent manner. You have systematic reviews in that area, and when you write your proposal and you show that I have been doing this work, I have already achieved this, and I want to achieve this further, then the agency would be more amenable to listen to you and would be able to understand that yes, you are doing it and you would be able to do this kind of work, and we can give you money to, and we can invest into you so that you can provide us the deliverables. And one more important and most important thing is what institutional capacity, commitment, and integrity. Usually NAC A is a good enough criteria for showing to any funding agency that your institution is capable of handling a project. And it should have all the equipments. When you are writing a proposal, you have to, in a certain section, you have to write what all infrastructure that your university has and how it will help you in carrying out that project. So you should be able to tell them that we can do and have made good to our promises. You should, your university should have that commitment and should have that um, background to it. And I think Subharti is good enough for any funding agency to consider it for funding. Your a winning proposal must be like an answer book. It should be aligned to the questions. Every proposal guidelines are provided. Every funding agency provide application guidelines, and you should answer it point by point. To each and every point there should be a compliant, complete, and fully responsive response to that guidelines. It should be easy to read and evaluate. It should be skimmable. You should understand that the people are not there to read your proposals. You have to make them read it. No one wants to read proposals. No one is obligated to fund your work. So you have to make it in a way that the people are able to easily read it. Like we write in our answer book, and we tell our students also that there should be points, there should be colors, and everything that you want to show them should stand out. So that way it should be like an answer book. Proposal is also a process. It should not be the first point in the process. It should not be the last point, and it is not always the most important point in the process. It begins a lot before the proposal writing, the homework, the kind of work you put in before the proposal and after the proposal. It's a marketing process, project design process, partnership and team building process, and it can take up to 2 years. An excellent proposal documentary is necessary but not always sufficient to win the award. There are a lot of other components attached to it. I would be dealing with it in the subsequent sections. So to write an impeccable proposal, there should be an initial idea. You have to understand that proposal writing is just the tip of the iceberg. There is a lot of things that are going beyond the proposal writing that have to be taken care of. You have to identify the funding source and conduct finding about that funding source and how it will help you in your proposal writing. Develop and implement a marketing strategy for each source. Conduct pilot research work. Design project including partners. You should have a good team. You should have decided on which part of the work would be done by which team member and how committed he is to that work. What is the track record of that person? And then you have to build a good team for this. You have to communicate ideas with potential sponsors. You have to communicate ideas with the people who would be supplying you the goods. You have to refine your ideas and then go on to write an impeccable proposal. Usually standard proposal parts are an abstract, a summary, executive summary, which is very important because most of the time the reviewers would only be reading your summary and would be summing up what is there. So if you don't write a good and succinct summary, most of the reviews would not go beyond that. So background, needs assessment, goals and objectives, plan of work, staffing plan and key personnel, evaluation and monitoring, budget, sustainability plan, partners and organizational experience, capability and resources. These are the points. More or less, every funding agency would be asking you these points and your proposal should align to all these points. Always remember that all proposals are competitive. And why are you writing it? To win. First and foremost, you have to be very clear in your mind that you have to win this funding and you have to be determined enough to win. You have to place yourself among the outstanding finalists and you have to gain attention and respect as a serious new competitor within an area of research topic. Maybe you might not get this funding this time, but for the next time when you send in the proposal to the same agency, they would know that yes, you have been consistent and you have written, last time you have written a good proposal, and yes, you have to consider him for the proposal. 6 characteristics of winning proposals are responsive, familiar, accurate, verifiable, benefit oriented, and most importantly, it should answer why me. 10 steps to winning proposals. I would be going one by one into it. This is an overview. First step is do your homework. Identify the potential funding sources, design your project, and develop, implement a marketing plan. So what are the funding agencies? I would only be dealing about the central government grants for research and development and innovation, and I would be telling about the important ones and skimming through the rest. So this is one DAITY and MEITY, which are not important for us. DBT, it gives us some very good projects which we can, like I was telling about SIB Shine. It is our SIB Shine project is funded through DBT. So you should go through those, go through the websites and see what all projects are available, what all proposals are available, and wherein your research work would align, and you could plan your proposal accordingly. Then Council of Science and Industrial Research, it allows you to go through different CSI institutes for training, for collaboration, etc. DST, then there are certain Satyam program is good if you are into yoga and meditation research, and other programs of DST are also good. You should go through the website. It has a very good program about women scientists who have a break in their career, WSABC. So you should go through for all women, you should go through the guidelines and see if you are in the age range of 27 to 57 years, whether you could align to those projects and if you could get funding for your work. Then it also has high risk and high rewards research, zero effect schemes, etc. Then All India Council for Technical Education. If you have certain ideas wherein you want collaboration with the technical universities, you can go into this website as well. Then important is Science and Engineering Research Board, which is now renamed as Anusandhan National Research Foundation. It has various programs, the most important being the core research grants. The applications open somewhere around the year for around 2-3 months. You should be able to go through the guidelines and prepare yourself for those, and whenever the application process opens, the solicited proposal opens, you can send in your proposal. It also has a very good empowerment and equity opportunities for excellence in science, wherein they are funding research projects for people belonging to the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. It's only for a specified group of people, and if you align to that, you can also send it into this area. Then they have Serve Power, Accelerate Vigyan, Serve Supra, IRHPA, etc. So they also provide BIRAC and then startup research grants. And so you should go through the ANRF website to get an idea of wherein your project would align and wherein you could go and get your proposal funded. So these are all the different proposal calls that SERP does. Then the most important biomedical research funding is through ICMR. It is the major funder of biomedical research. It provides short duration low cost. It has short term grants and intermediate grant proposals, wherein small grants are less than 2 crores and intermediate grants are more than 2 crores. So wherein you can align your projects and proposals. Then it also provides support for MD, MS, MDM, MCH, MDS thesis, and it also provides short-term studentship program for MBBS and BDS students, which are some good programs for students, and students can really benefit from this. We try to have our students taken advantage of these programs. And DHR, it also I forgot to mention that DST also has this FIST scheme wherein it provides funds for building infrastructure for the department. If you want to take in build in your capacity building for the department, then you can take in a look at FIST grant as well. Then DHR also has MRU facility, multi-speciality research unit facility, wherein you can build a Center for Advanced Research. ICMR also provides funds for Center for Advanced Research. So this is a small study wherein showing that most of the Indian studies, the central government is the most common funding agency, which is growing exponentially. Most of the Indian studies align. The most funded studies are basic research and of non-communicable diseases, and only a small 6% of the funding is for the other non-communicable diseases, in which oral health also comes. So we have to be very serious about the thrust areas, know where in our research domain would lie, and we should balance our oral health in areas where the thrust areas are like neonatal research or maternal and child health, diabetes, cancer. So all these are areas which are the thrust areas in funding agencies, and we should align our research work to those areas. Design your project, I would be dealing it in the next section as well. And develop a marketing plan. I've already told you that first and foremost it's a marketing document, and we have to be able to market our ideas, our proposals to get a grant. Step 2 is rigorously manage the proposal writing process. It's very important to have a team approach. If you are writing a proposal, you should have different areas, like if some pathologist, a microbiologist, a biochemist is involved in the project, you should be able to sit with them, you should be able to talk to them, you should prepare, you should have a whole team meeting and have a complete discussion on the costing, about the materials required, about what you are going to do, how is it aligned. It is good to have 3 review drafts within time limits, and if you are not confident enough, you should also have a peer or red team meeting wherein some people who are expert in the fields or who have various grants in the field could guide you or could review your project and tell you about where the shortcomings are and where they could be improved. You should also have a costing and operational plan, like the dealers who would be supplying you materials should also be involved in your project meeting, so that they would be able to tell you what are the costs related to the project, so that you are able to write a budget properly. Step 3 is write for reviewers. If you cannot in the long run tell everyone what you have been doing, your doing has been worthless. It's very important to know that it is a marketing proposal. Place your project in context. You should be able to sell it, describe the significance, impact and value from funders and beneficiary point of view and not from your point of view. No one wants to read your proposal. No one is obligated to fund your proposal. You have to make them read it. So it has to be attractive enough. It should be packaged in such a way that people would like to open it, to see it and to be able to fund it. It should be easy to read and skim by non-experts, because it is not necessary that the people who would be reviewing your project would be experts in the same field. So you should avoid all jargon, all highly technical language. It should align to the application guidelines, complete compliant, and compelling and positive document. Who are the reviewers? In an ideal situation, you would be expecting that they would be very, very interested in your project. They would be experts in your field, but it is not the case. They are usually the overworked, overly committed, tired, and underpaid people, skeptical and highly critical, and very, very risk adverse. They would not like to fund any project which has a lot of risk attached to it. They will look for easy ways to review proposals as quickly and as best they can. They don't want to read the proposal. They are not obligated to read the proposal. They have many proposals to read, so they would find out ways wherein they could reject your proposals. Maybe by reading the summary, they would say it doesn't have any novelty, it has nothing new, so we will not fund this project. So you have to make your project attractive enough for them to go through the entire thing. There are 3 levels of review. Your proposal should be aligned to all these 3 levels. First is the clerical review, program and the technical review, and the decision and the budget review. So you should be able to make your projects cater to all these 3 levels. Structure, outline the proposal as an answer book. I have already discussed it in details. There should be no such thing as a general proposal outline, and so ensure your proposal is quick and easy to review and evaluate. Ensure there is a heading or subheading for every requirement evaluation criteria. It should align to all the evaluation points. Follow required format. Headings and headings and numbering should be exact. You should check the evaluation criteria. If there is like we say na 10 marks का question है तो ज़्यादा लिखेंगे, 2 marks का question कम लिखेंगे. उसी ने evaluation criteria, you should be able to align your proposal according to the evaluation criteria. If the background is having more, if the novelty part is having more value, you should be able to give it more weightage and more space. And if certain points are having less value, then you should restrict them to some fewer points. There should be headings and subheadings, and use point systems, and easily readable documents should be prepared. Clearly align project goal and objectives with RFA, RFP purpose. So if you see this document, the highlighted, you would only be going through that highlighted part. So the highlighted part should, this is an example, highlighted part should be such that it would be able to carry out your whole message, and the reviewer does not need not read the whole document. It is very important to understand that goal is not objectives. Objectives are not activities. Do not focus only on methods, and provide a theoretical framework for your hypothesis. It is very important to define and justify technical approach. So what is a goal? Goal is a broad outline. It is not a narrow thing. It's broad-based conceptual, and it is not subject to measurement. Measurement is done for objectives. Objectives are measurable. So what are objectives? The steps that must occur to reach the goal. These are the steps wherein you can reach that goal. Specify a result. For every objective, there should be one result. They are operational, measurable, and verifiable, and they should be able to tell the result in a time-bound manner. No, they should be able to tell what will result and when will it result, and not how and why. They should follow the SMART guidelines: specific, measurable, achievable, results-oriented, relevant, realistic, and time-bound. Most common mistakes that we make with our objectives are we focus on activities or methods instead of results. We are unclear how results will be measured. Results seem unachievable in time-bound manner. You give such broad results that 5, 6, many years later this will happen. No, it has to be within a year, within 2 years, within 3 years. These would be the result. Rational is missing or unclear. Anything would do for an objective, but it has to be, it is not the case. You have to make it measurable and a time-bound objective. These are not objectives. To train farmers, school children, and change agents on agroforestry, emphasizing on soil fertility improvement. How? You are training, but what does it training mean? It does not mean anything. What is the result? There is no result. When will it occur? There is no time. So this is not an objective. If I give some examples of objectives, it is adverse drug events related to medication reconciliation are reduced by 50%. So what is happening? What is the result? Result is reduced by 50%. And when? Each year. So this is how you have to frame your objectives. So this is an example. Similarly, medication reconciliation related event reports are reduced by 50%. Hospital performance on VAHP medication communication dimension reaches the 85% top box. This is the result which we are expecting by end of year 2. It is a measurable objective and it has a time attached to it. So objectives are your plan. Operationalize objectives with plan of work, management and staffing plans, partnership plan, sustainability plan, and budget. And these measurable objectives also define your monitoring and evaluation plan. So you would be able to monitor at the end of 2 years, have we achieved this much? If we not, what is where it is lacking, how, then you are able to evaluate where your project is going, and then you are able to submit your evaluation and monitoring report. Every year you have to submit to the funding agency. So this is the way you submit your evaluation report. Use measurable objectives to develop plan of work. Once you have framed your objectives, then you are able to answer why. You are be able to provide the rationale and justification for the project. Why have you written it? What was the rationale behind writing it? What is the justification? Yes, we have written this. Why we are doing it? You are able to justify your project then. And these also define your whole project plan. So the most important part of writing a project proposal is your objectives. Once you have written it, all the other work becomes easier. What actions will you take to achieve the objective? These are the tasks and subtasks. How you will do each task and subtask? These are the methods. What resources will be needed for each task and subtask? They will be the personnel and the materials required. How will you do each task and subtask? Personnel. Again, how long will it take? How will it be done and how often? So it will provide you timeline and the Gantt chart. Similarly, all these parts would be done through your objectives. Develop a complete, compliant, responsive, and credible budget. Budget is very important. It is a budget is a proposal into itself. Once you are able to get all your timelines, all your methodology, all your objectives, you should also plan how what kind of budget you are looking at. Must respond to and comply with funder requirements. Must be easy to read and understand. Must be reasonable within funders range for the project. Must be credible. Must align with work plan, and it should provide a return on investment to the funder. So it should provide those deliverables that you are promising. Tips for preparing your proposal. Each activity, each action is a cost. You have to remember that. And if you do not cater for each activity, each action in your budget, you would end up paying it from your own pocket. It has happened to me. I think it happens to all the initial researchers and grant and the proposal writers, because we fail to foresee what all costs can occur during the process of doing the proposal. When we are writing the proposal, we are in a kind of a cloud wherein we are not able to see what is the ground reality and wherein the costs will occur. So it is very good and a thumb of rule to send a budget 15% more than what you anticipate the cost to be, so that you are able to cater to the miscellaneous costs that occur during the process of your doing the project. Major categories of cost and line items are personal, consultants, services, equipment, supplies, travel, patient care, consortium costs, subcontract costs, training costs, indirect costs, miscellaneous costs. So these are the major categories. So the main reasons for budget failures are either it is too high or too low, not compliant to agency guidelines. Whatever they are planning to give, you make it more than that. Misaligned with the statement of work, it does not align with your work. You are writing that this is the work we are doing, and you are asking for equipment which is not required in this project. Incomplete, illogical, and badly written budget narrative. So these are all the reasons for budget failures. Why budget matters? It tells you about the competence. If you cannot write a budget, you cannot do anything else. It assures that you will effectively use the grant funds. The level of funding is reasonable and you have sufficient resources to carry out the project. It validates your commitment to the project. Amount and rate of expenditure should be within the scope and timing of the activities. It protects you from paying from your own pocket, and it protects the organization's fiscal health and prevents painful surprises. And it also has a weightage of about 10 to 20% in the overall weightage of the evaluation process of the proposal. Now, once you have done all that, write and submit an unpackable proposal. Some writing tips: the project titles matter. Should be very succinct, to the point, and should have clarity. A good cover letter. Use front matters as reviewers' guides. Like this, I have already told that the summary part should be very well written. It should be benefit oriented. You can add in graphs, marketing themes, thematic graphs, so that it is more visually appealing and easily seeable. Implementation of an impeccable project. Once you have submitted your proposal, wait whether you will win, lose, or the proposal will come to a draw. You can plan on reporting a sub-part of the proposal. You have built a partnership. You can use that to do some other work. Keep the funder involved. You can plan for another proposal. And once you have identified your resources, you can do a study on low cost on your own funding as well. Your next steps: great ideas need landing gear as well as wings. You have given the wings to your proposal. Now you need the landing gear. Once it lands on the winning runway, you know you are what you have to do. But if it does not land on the winning runway, then also you should know how you will make it fly again. Now you will ask me, what is my gain from writing this proposal? The experience of writing a proposal can be helpful even if you fail to obtain the funding. It improves your research and writing skills, enhances academic employment prospects. It provides fellowship and grants, and it can be added up to your CV. It raises your profile as an academic researcher, and writing proposals can help you become known as the leaders in the field. My final thoughts: you learn about your field and grow intellectually from writing a proposal. The process of researching, writing, and revising a proposal refines your ideas and may create new directions for future projects. It opens your minds, and professional opportunities exist for researchers who are willing to write proposals and submit grant applications. Grant proposals are like buses. There's always another one coming. So don't lose heart and get prepared to climb on the other one. Thank you. This is my email ID. If you have any questions, you can mail to me, and I'm open to questions right now as well. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for enlightening us with such an important topic on mining opportunities for grant writing. Though we have many queries, but due to time constraint, we'll be taking a few of them. Ma'am, the first question is how to identify the right functioning match while designing a project.
As I had already told, that it is very important to do your homework. It is very important to understand the thrust areas of the various funding agencies, to go through the websites of various funding agencies, and accordingly you can align your project, you can modify your project to align to those thrust areas. It is very difficult that if you write a proposal and then make it align to a funding agency, it is not possible. So it is always good to have go through the funding agency's thrust areas first and align your project accordingly.
Thank you, ma'am.
hope
The
I have
second
answered.
question. The
Yeah.
second question
Yeah.
is how can we evaluate the project outcome for receiving the grant?
If you mean to say that you need to evaluate your project and how you will receive the grant, it is good if you have some peers with you
with whom you can discuss it out. You can discuss it out with your own team, the people who are working with you on that project. You can have a team meeting and you can discuss various points. Are these objective rational? Are what we are doing are rational or not? And if you are not still convinced, you can have a peer team, seniors, people who have grants, people who are experienced. You can get your project run through with them so that they give you the insights where and what is lacking in your project.
Thank you, ma'am. And the last question is, how can we assess the potential benefits for the research proposal designed?
Again, you can go through with your team and discuss it out. Why are we doing it? These are the questions that you should ask yourself. Why are we doing it? What benefit it is to the society? What benefit it is to the funding agency? Why are they going to give it to me? So ask these questions. Once you ask these questions, you get answers, and you get answers that no, this is not working, this is like I can improve here. So it is very important to ask questions yourself, and your team should ask that question so that you can design your project effectively.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, I would like to request our dynamic principal and dean, Dr. Nikhil Srivastav, sir, to kindly felicitate our guest speaker and say a few words.
Morning, Rameshwari.
Good
Thank you
morning,
very
sir,
much.
good to see you.
Good to see you too. I was listening to your lecture. It was an informative lecture. Uh,
Thank
I
you.
know you are very busy, as told by Mayur, but still you could make it. I mean, we are really happy and privileged to have you here.
Thank you,
Um,
sir. Thank you.
See, I keep saying to everyone, no, all my faculty
Hmm.
members, even for postgraduates and now undergraduates, that whatever good you do to the patients, okay, you won't be able to demonstrate during the interviews. So when you appear for interview, the expert would certainly would like to see your credentials, and credentials can be given only on papers, and that if you have the grants, if you have the innovations, the patents, I mean this defines how effective you are in your teaching and learning and research. So this topic is really close to my heart, and then I always, encourage my faculty members and postgraduates to please go for it. Just try to learn from each experts, those who are already in the field. Like you have already got so many grants. Now I was just listening to you, uh, and they can take tips from you, help from you, and then they must get some amount of grants. So it's not that we don't have the ideas in our mind. I don't
Yes.
know whether you are aware or not. No, few months back, no, we organized one very important thing, very important conclave for the first time. That was the innovation or innovative conclave, where
Wow.
the students were just asked whatever you have in your mind, the innovative ideas regarding equipments, techniques, technologies, material. Okay, you just display.
Hmm.
So we were so happy to see that our young budding dentists, the first years, second years, final years, and interns, they participated with a lot of enthusiasm, and they displayed some of the very good ideas.
Yes.
So that means that they have the ideas. The only thing, they do not have the enough guidance how to write for the research grant proposals, and they can get the grants. So I'm sure that after listening to you, they must have been benefited. Some knowledge enhancement must have be done. And I request everyone, all attendees, that if you have any queries, you can directly ask Dr. Rameshwari. She is our own
Anytime.
alumnus. और अपना इतना
Anytime.
है कि हम कह सकते हैं उनको कॉल कर लें
बिल्कुल,
डायरेक्टली. ठीक है.
कॉल कर लेना, रिव्यू करवा लेना. आई विल बी हैप्पी टू डू दैट. And
Yes,
you
yes,
should
yes.
all
है ना?
start with, I always say that STS program is a very good program. Everyone should, they give
Exactly.
100 STS fellowships to dental
Yes,
students.
yes.
So 100 is a good
Correct,
enough
correct.
amount. So we should at
Yes.
least start
Our
with STS
students,
fellowship.
you are absolutely right that this year also one of our students have already got that.
Yeah.
He has got that
So
STS grant.
yeah.
Earlier also we got. So gradually the things are picking up. We are
Yes.
encouraging our undergraduates to go for the research. I mean, see,
Yeah.
it is also a fact that our undergraduate students are very, very, busy because our timetable is very rigid now. It is not like
I know.
engineering college where you have only 2 lectures in one day and one lecture in another day, 4 lectures in third day. Here, right from
And
8 to 4, no, you are all busy.
hmm,
So you hardly get
yes,
time. Moreover, you have to
yes.
study 17 subjects. So it is very difficult to focus on one particular subject. But certainly for
Hmm,
postgraduates, they can certainly do that. And we are
hmm,
encouraging our students, please go for it. And we are trying to do and devise some other ways to encourage these students to go for the research. But anyway,
hmm.
Rameshwari, thank you so very much for
Thank you,
taking
sir.
out
Thank
your
you.
time and enlightening all of us. And on behalf of the Department of Periodontology and on behalf of Subharti Dental College, it is my privilege to present a token of appreciation for you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Kindly accept the certificate
Thank
of
you so very
appreciation.
much.
थैंक यू और जब आप मेरठ आएंगे तो प्लीज मेक श्योर टू विजिट स्वाति ठीक है
डेफिनेटली सर, डेफिनेटली। अब तो आना ही नहीं हो पाता है मेरा टीम।
हाँ मुझे पता है बिजी रहता है लेकिन चलो घर तो है ना तुम्हारा
बिल्कुल।
ठीक है फिर
सर ये भी
मिलेंगे
घर
ठीक
ही
है
है, कॉलेज भी मैं अपना घर ही मानती हूँ।
ऑफ कोर्स यस 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 वेरी ट्रू है ना आप नेक्स्ट टाइम जब भी आओगे यू डू विजिट आवर कॉलेज
बिल्कुल,
ठीक है विल सिट
बिल्कुल,
टुगेदर
बिल्कुल।
राइट
थैंक
प्लीज
यू
कन्वे
सर।
माय विशेस टू डॉक्टर नंदलाल पवित्र
डेफिनेटली।
और कौन है हु एल्स इज देयर इन पेरियो दो को तो हम
पेरियो में
जानते हैं बाकियों को पता नहीं
हाँ, डॉक्टर अंजनी, आई डोंट नो वेदर यू नो हिम, डॉक्टर शालिनी, डॉक्टर उमेश प्रताप वर्मा।
अच्छा,
या,
somehow I don't know, but Pavitra and Dr.
या,
Nandlal, Nandlal was my good senior, so I know
या।
him. So please convey my wishes to him. Right? Bye
आई
bye.
विल डू दैट।
Take care. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you so much, sir, for such enlightening thoughts. Thanks to the guest speaker. Deep regards to Dr. Atul Krishna, sir, and late Dr. Mukti Bhatnagar, ma'am, founder of Subharti Group of Institutions, for constant support and guidance they have provided us. Also, I would like to extend my thanks to our young and dynamic CEO, Dr. Shailya Raj ma'am, and our Vice Chancellor, Major General Dr. G.K. Thapriyal, for motivating us. Thank you for being a pillar of support to all of us. I would like to express heartfelt gratitude to our Principal and Dean, Dr. Nikhil Srivastav, sir, for always guiding us and motivating us to excel in our field. Thank you to the IT team who has made these lecture series possible, Mr. Jatin and Mr. Shubham. Thank you and have a nice day.